Guys, check this out. It's called the Batman phone, and if you want a rugged phone with a ton of cool features and a battery that will last you, well, forever, stick around and I'll be back in just a few seconds. What's up YouTube? Dave here with Seeing Through a Lens, and thanks for stopping by the channel. We make lifestyle videos and all things tech, so if that's your kind of thing, then please consider subscribing to the channel and clicking on the bell icon so you could be notified of new videos. So guys, yes, this is the DOOGEE S89 Pro, or what people are calling the Batman phone. Now, Doogee sent me this in exchange for my honest review, and you know guys, if you follow my channel, you're always going to get my honest opinion, good, bad or indifferent. So before we get into it, let's take a quick look at what's in the box. So guys, open the box up and you've got some instructions, a screen protector, a massive 65 watt USB-C charger and a USB-C charging cable, and a tool which I think is for SIM tray removal and case removal. Weird looking thing, right? But more on the case in just a sec. Now guys, the phone itself, you can see it's quite big, and I'm going to tell you now, it's a beast. Looking around, we have a 6.3 inch display surrounded by Corning Gorilla Glass. On one side it has a dual SIM and SD card tray and a customizable button. On the bottom it has a covered USB-C port, and on the top it has a covered 3.5mm headphone socket. On the other side guys, you've got volume up and down buttons and the power button come fingerprint reader. Now flip it over and you've got a triple camera setup and flash. You also have this LED section, but more on that in just a minute. Now guys, although this phone is big, and I tell you what, it's damn heavy, I kind of like the design, especially with these kind of orange design touches. You know, it looks pretty smart. Now, before we get into the specs, remember this is a rugged phone, so comparing it to an iPhone or a skinny Samsung, it's not what this phone is about. Now, I said this S89 Pro has been called the Batman phone. Well, why? Well, probably because it seems pretty indestructible, which in reality it probably isn't, so don't think that. But it should fare better in a fight than the two aforementioned devices, and maybe because of this case and that LED area I mentioned earlier, it kind of looks a bit Batman-y. These LEDs are like Batman's eyes and can be configured with different colours and modes for different states the phone is in, like charging, idle, whatever, incoming calls, etc. You can configure the lights to do different things, breathe, rainbow, different colours, wink, whatever. So, it's a kind of nice touch. Now guys, what about those specs? Well, before we do that, I will just say, for the sake of it, show you again this comparison against my iPhone 13 mini. Yeah, kind of like not a huge fan of big phones, but if I was going out in the wilds, I would definitely consider taking this bad boy with me. Now guys, for something quite exciting coming soon, Doogee are launching the T10 tablet. Now this is a 10.1 inch full HD display with 15 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. It's got an 8 megapixel front facing camera and a 16 megapixel rear camera. it's also running an octa-core processor and Android 12. And wait for it, it's dual SIM and has a flash card as well. And all this for a mere $299. But guys, pre-order this now and you can save a massive $120. So for $179.99 US dollars, you are getting a sleek Android tablet with dual SIM card slots, some decent specs, and a fraction of the cost of an iPad. So that can't be bad, can it? But I don't have one yet to review, but when I do, guys, you will be the first to get my honest opinion. Pre-order now and also use the code T10 for a further $10 reduction. Shipping starts the 18th of November, guys. This is looking good. Okay guys, so the specs. Well, like I said, this has got a 6.3 FHD plus screen at 1080 by 2400 with a peak brightness of 500 nits. It's surrounded by Corning Gorilla Glass. It has 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage, so plenty of storage. It also has, like I said, this triple card slot for dual SIM and an SD card. It has the triple camera setup, the main one having a massive 64 megapixel sensor, and it has, wait for it, a 20 megapixel night vision camera. Yes, night vision. I mean, if you're taking this out in the wild, you may want to take some night pictures. Okay, it's black and white, but the quality is really good. It also has a 16 megapixel front facing cameras, and guys, one of the things that makes this so heavy, it has a massive, and I mean massive, 12,000 milliamp battery, which is nearly 3 times bigger than an iPhone 14 Pro Max. This battery will last you for days. So guys, if you're interested in stuff like CPU, well, it's rocking a MediaTek Helio P90 processor. It's IP68 dust and water proof. Furthermore, it's been given an IP69K accreditation, meaning it can withstand high pressure water. And more than that, it has a mil standard 810G accreditation, which kind of means it's standard military spec, which is pretty cool. And that Doogee have probably invested a considerable amount of money and resources in the build and design of this, and also getting those accreditations. And aside from some other commonly found specs, this S89 Pro has a fingerprint unlock, and also it has a face unlock. Oh guys, and if anyone's interested, of course it's running Android 12 and it's pretty much stock, and I have to say it's pretty slick. It's been a while since I used Android, and I hate to say, I kind of like it. But guys, also charging this phone, this massive 65 watt charger will charge this phone up lightning fast. I think it fully charges it in like 2 hours, but it's lightning fast anyway, so that's pretty neat as well. Also guys, as well as that massive 65 watt charger, you can also charge this wirelessly pretty fast on a 15 watt wireless Qi enabled charger. So that's pretty neat too. Now guys, a little look at the camera and the pictures. Well, I can tell you now that all of the cameras, including the night vision, were very good. I'm not going to do a big in-depth camera modes and functions and whatnot review right now. If that's something that you're interested in, drop me a note in the comments and I'll be happy to oblige. So guys, that just about wraps this one up. This S89 Pro is a beast, with good reason. It's tough, well spec'd, has very good cameras, including that night vision. It has a humongous battery that will give you days of use. And at present guys, this thing costs less than £325. which is like a third of the price of an iPhone. I know it's not an iPhone, but this has got some pretty darn good specs. Guys, I tested this phone for about a week as my daily driver, and I liked it. I got used to the size and heft fairly quickly. My only concern is that the power button and the custom button are too easy to press, so I was constantly doing that, activating stuff. So I don't know, maybe they need a bit more tension, maybe, I don't know, a bit of different placement. But you know what, it was a bit of a pain, but it wasn't a deal breaker. So lots of positives for this phone, guys. Really no real bugbears apart from those buttons. So guys, thanks ever so much for watching, and thanks to Doogee for sending me this S89 Pro. I like it, and I'm going to be using it when I need something a bit more rugged. And guys, also the fact that you don't have to plug this in very often to charge it, if you're out and about, that's actually a bit of a godsend. So guys, I'm Dave with Seen Through a Lens. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I will see you the next time. Bye for now.